You can now get a 30-day trial to experience The Athletic for free. Visit the link in the description below to try it now. In the 19th year of his NBA career, LeBron James remains as relevant as ever. From the 18-year-old rookie with great expectations to the age-defying 37-year-old megastar, he has maintained his place at basketball's summit through constant evolution. A Sports Illustrated cover star anointed the chosen one, while still a high school junior. James was a household name before the Cleveland Cavaliers made him the first pick in the 2003 NBA draft. He entered the professional ranks with sky-high expectations, billed as an all-time great in the making, and he didn't disappoint. James made his much-anticipated NBA debut on the 29th of October 2003, King James against the Sacramento Kings. Cleveland lost 106-92, but the teenager impressed in defeat. He tallied 25 points, the highest debut score ever by a player who'd come straight out of high school, bettering those set by Kevin Garnett, Tracy McGrady, and Kobe Bryant. There was something different about the kid at that age, says Bob Donald Jr., an assistant coach with the Cavaliers at the time. We knew he was going to be very good, but we didn't know he was going to be one of the top players of all time. James was named NBA Rookie of the Year at the end of the 2003-04 season. Per-game averages of 20.9 points, 5.5 rebounds and 5.9 assists represented one of the great rookie campaigns. But there was one lingering criticism: his jump shot. James finished his maiden season with just a 41.7% success rate on field goal attempts and 29% on shots from beyond the three-point arc. Both figures were short of the league-wide averages of 43.9% and 34.7% respectively. Everyone was saying about his jump shot, Donald says. I was worried it was going to pile on his confidence, but he never wavered. We just went to work on it. The following season, James shot 47% from the field and 35% from three. His field goal accuracy never again dropped below 47% and exceeded 50% when he was named MVP in 2009 and 2010. Now, by this stage, James had established himself as one of the NBA's most dominant scorers and its best all-round player. But without a championship, he could not yet claim to have fully delivered on his potential. A free agent in the summer of 2010, James teased his next move in a TV special entitled The Decision. I'm going to take my talents to South Beach, he declared infamously, as the Miami Heat won the Superstar Sweepstakes. In Miami, James linked up with fellow All-Stars Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, forming one of the most feared super teams in NBA history. The Heat reached 4 straight finals, winning twice in 2012 and 2013, and James took his MVP haul to 4. Playing against him was tough, remembers Luc Mbah-a-Moute, who played for the Milwaukee Bucks when they were swept by the Heat in the first round of the 2013 playoffs. His athleticism, his understanding of the game, he ran the game the whole time. He was on a mission. You could tell they were going to win the championship. And James had reached his apogee. He had become the full realization of his teenage promise. After the Heat lost to the San Antonio Spurs in the 2014 finals, James opted out of his contract with Miami and returned to Cleveland. The Cavaliers had the worst win-loss record in the NBA in the 4 years he'd been away and had finished 10th in the East the previous season. All-star forward Kevin Love was acquired from Minnesota, and gifted young point guard Kyrie Irving was already a Cavalier. But James was no longer the centerpiece of a superstar ensemble. Adding to his collection of championship rings in Cleveland would require an effort of leadership as much as skill. He carried us, said Jose Calderon, a Cavaliers teammate of James. He played all the minutes, he got fouled 1,000 times, but he kept going and kept going. It was amazing to see up close. The Cavaliers reached the finals in all 4 seasons of James's second spell, each time coming up against the Golden State Warriors of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and in the final 2 years, Kevin Durant. Had they not faced such historically talent-rich opposition, James's Cavaliers might have won more than one championship. The one they did clinch in 2016 is remembered as one of the great NBA comebacks. overcoming a 3-1 deficit to win the best-of-7 series. And it is fitting that the most iconic single play of James's second Cleveland tenure was not a feat of great athleticism or a display of supreme skill, but rather a lung-busting defensive effort, as he chased down Andre Iguodala and blocked the Golden State players' layup attempt in 2016's decisive game. James moved on again in 2018, this time joining the Los Angeles Lakers. The storied franchise hadn't posted a winning record since 2013, and the last of their 17 championships was almost a decade in the past. Restoring the Lakers to former glories would be a mammoth task for the 33-year-old. Injury meant that he only played 55 times in his first season in LA. James missed the playoffs for the first time since 2005. In 2019, the Lakers completed a blockbuster trade to sign Anthony Davis from the New Orleans Pelicans. The deal paired James with an elite scorer, so he adapted to become more of a facilitator. He finished the season with a league-high and career-best average of 10.2 assists per game. And the coronavirus pandemic meant that 2019-20 ended up with the final regular season games and the playoffs taking place in a fanless bubble at Disney World, Florida. It also ended with the Lakers as champions, a 4th ring for James, and a 4th Finals MVP crown. He's always been a genius at understanding the game, says Lionel Hollins, an assistant coach with the Lakers between 2019 and 2021. The year we won the championship, he knew that he had to orchestrate. The Lakers roster for the 2021-22 season bears little resemblance to their title-winning squad of 2 years ago. James and Davis remain, and former MVP Russell Westbrook has been added. And while Davis has battled persistent injuries and Westbrook has struggled, James once again has adapted. With a lack of shooting prowess among his colleagues, he is taking aim from three-point range 7.9 times per game, comfortably a career high, with a success rate above the league average. In Davis's absence, the 6'9" star has logged significant minutes at the center position, traditionally the realm of the NBA's 7-footers, while carrying a greater scoring burden. As he's gotten older, he's understood his athleticism won't be able to dominate throughout a whole game, says Hollins. He picks and chooses his points, but he's also improved his shooting, his post-up game, his mid-range game. At age 37, by March, James was leading the NBA scoring, averaging 30 points per game for the first time since 2008. He is now the second highest scorer in NBA history and on course to eclipse Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record. He is also the only player ever to tip the 10,000 mark in points, assists, and rebounds. He's claimed every desired accolade in a career that has met every expectation. But even the loftiest prophecies of James's greatness when he entered the league at 18 could not have predicted his longevity, a triumph of adaptability and evolution. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you do enjoy Tifo, you'll probably also like The Athletic. It has the best team of basketball writers in the world in a personalized experience connecting you with the teams that you care about the most, plus direct access to world-class journalists through live Q&As. And you can try it now for free for 30 days.